They were planted to break you. The final filter. Leave them behind. Stop. Don't scroll. Freeze. You are standing in a room where the air feels thin and your chest is tight because you just realized the person you let into your inner sanctum was never meant to hold the weight of your future. You have been misjudged by those you fed with your own hands, and you have stayed kind under a pressure that would have turned most people into stone. You are carrying a silent responsibility for people who wouldn't even walk a single mile for you, and yet you find yourself wondering why you are the one who feels the weight of the guilt. You've been losing people not because you are difficult, but because your integrity is becoming a mirror that they can no longer stand to look into. You felt the quiet isolation of the last few months, a silence so heavy, it feels like a physical presence in the room. You're wondering how this is so specific. Comment the code word Vindicated. Now reply to your own comment with the word Received. Finally, find one other person in the comments and reply to them, I'm standing with you. This is not just a comment thread. It is an identity seal and a signal to the heavens that you recognize the transition you are in. You are sitting there perhaps in the quiet of your car or the stillness of a room that feels too big now, feeling that cold, sharp disappointment that only comes when trust is shattered by someone who had the keys to your heart. It's a specific kind of ache, isn't it? It isn't the loud, crashing pain of an enemy attacking you from the front. It's the dull, echoing thud of a knife placed in your back by someone you once called a brother, a sister, or a friend. You remember the moments you shared the secrets you exhaled into the air between you and the way you defended them when their name was dragged through the mud. And now, as you look at the screen of your phone or replay the last conversation in your mind, you realize that while you were building a bridge for them, they were measuring your height for a coffin. God says, I allowed the mask to slip because I could no longer watch you invest your holy oil into a vessel that was designed to leak. This is the deep navy of your soul, the silent valley, where the endurance you've built in secret is finally being tested. You have spent years being the one who understands, the one who forgives, the one who stays when everyone else leaves. You have built a reputation for being the strong one, the pillar that doesn't crumble. But in this moment, the Sovereign Father wants you to know that your strength was never meant to be a landing pad for parasites. You are feeling an emotional withdrawal that feels like a death. But I am telling you, it is a circumcision of your circle. And hear this, the pain you are feeling in your chest right now is not a sign of your failure. It is the physical evidence of a spiritual filtration. You are a vessel that is being prepared for a high-pressure glory, and anything that is cracked, anything that is fickle, and anything that is double-minded must be shaken off before the next level of the blueprint is revealed. Think back to just 48 hours ago, or perhaps a week ago. You felt a shift in the atmosphere. You noticed the way their eyes didn't quite meet yours, or the way the tone of their voice changed just a fraction of a decibel. You felt it in your spirit before you saw it in their actions. You tried to talk yourself out of it. You told yourself you were being paranoid, or that you were being too sensitive. You reached out. You tried to bridge the gap. You offered more kindness to overcompensate for the coldness you felt coming from them. But the more you gave, the more they withdrew. The more you tried to heal the connection, the more they seemed determined to poison it. This is your confirmation that intuition was not your insecurity. It was my warning. I was trying to show you that the season of that connection had expired. But because you are a builder, you tried to repair what I had already marked for demolition. God says I am the divine architect, and I do not allow structural weaknesses to remain in the foundation of the palace I am building through your life. You have been mourning a loss, but I am celebrating a rescue. You see a betrayal, but I see a clearance. You see a broken heart, but I see a protected future. Every time you were misjudged in that relationship, every time they misinterpreted your intentions or twisted your words to make themselves the victim, I was recording the integrity of your silence. You didn't lash out. You didn't go to social media to tell your side of the story. You didn't try to tear down their house just because they threw a stone at yours. That quiet endurance, that refusal to become bitter, even when your heart was breaking, is exactly why you have been chosen for the royal gold that is coming. Hear this. Your name is being restored in the courts of heaven, even as it is being whispered about in the dark corners of the earth. There is a verdict being handed down in the clean white atmosphere of the divine courtroom. The enemy thought that by using someone close to you, he could break your spirit and make you abandon your calling. He thought that if he could make the betrayal personal enough, you would finally give up on being kind. But look at you. Even now, with the weight in your chest, you are listening to these words. Even now, you are seeking the truth. You are still standing. The very fact that you haven't turned into a mirror image of those who hurt you is the greatest evidence of the power that resides within you. Consider the micro scene of your last interaction with them. Maybe it was a text message that went unanswered, or a conversation where you realized they were no longer listening to your heart, but only waiting for a chance to judge you. You felt that coldness, that emotional withdrawal. You walked away from that interaction, feeling smaller, feeling like you had to shrink yourself just to fit into the space they provided for you. God says, you were never meant to fit into small spaces. I am the one who stretched the heavens, and I am the one who is stretching your territory. The reason it felt so cramped in that relationship is because you have outgrown the container they built for you. They wanted a version of you. They could control a version of you that stayed within the boundaries of their own insecurities. But I have called you to be a sovereign leader, a chosen one, who walks in a dignity that does not require the permission of the crowd. This is the royal advocate speaking over your life. I am taking the case of your reputation into my own hands. You have been accused of things you didn't do. You have been blamed for fires you didn't start. You have been held responsible for the unhappiness of people who refuse to heal themselves. Hear this, the court is now in session and the verdict of peace is being signed in your favor. I am moving the people who cannot handle your light out of your path so that you can walk into the sun without having to apologize for the glow. You are not losing friends. You are gaining space. You are not being isolated. You are being insulated. Think about the silence of the valley. It is a lonely place, yes. It is a place where your own footsteps seem too loud and the shadows seem too long. But it is in the navy blue depth of the valley that the roots of the great oak go deepest. You have been in a season of unseen endurance. You have been doing the right thing when no one was watching and when no one was clapping. You have been staying faithful to a vision that only you can see. And because you didn't sell your soul for the sake of companionship, because you didn't compromise your integrity, just to keep someone at the table who was stealing the bread, I am now setting a table for you in the presence of your enemies. God says, watch the next few days closely. You will see the fruit of this filtration. You will feel a lightness in your spirit that you haven't felt in months. The chest tightness will begin to lift as you realize that you no longer have to carry the burden of someone else's dysfunction. You are being set apart. The gold is being refined in the fire, and the dross, the betrayal, the lies, the manipulation is being skimmed off the top. It feels hot right now. It feels like you are losing part of yourself. But you are only losing what was never yours to begin with. you are losing the weight that would have kept you from flying. Hear this. This is your confirmation that the door, which just closed, was locked by my hand. Do not try to pick the lock. Do not try to climb in through the window. Do not send that text message trying to explain yourself one more time. You cannot explain vision to people who have a vested interest in staying blind. You cannot explain your heart to someone who is committed to misunderstanding you. Your silence in this season is your greatest weapon. It is the signature of your maturity. It is the evidence that you trust the divine architect more than you trust your own need to be right. There is a clean conscience waiting for you on the other side of this disappointment. You can sleep tonight knowing that you gave your best, that you loved sincerely, and that your hands are clean. Let them talk. Let them gather in their small circles and try to piece together a narrative that makes them the hero and you the villain. Their stories cannot change the blueprint I have written for your life. Their whispers cannot reach the heights where I am taking you. This is the transition from the navy of the valley to the gold of the throne. You are being vindicated not by your words, but by the fruit of your life. You've been staying kind under pressure, refusing to let the bitterness take root. You felt the temptation to become cold, to shut everyone out, to build a wall so high that no one can ever hurt you again. But God says, do not build a wall, build a boundary. A wall keeps the blessing out, but a boundary keeps the holy things sacred. I am teaching you how to be a filtered vessel, one that can receive the rain of heaven without being contaminated by the mud of the earth. You are learning the difference between being a servant and being a doormat. You are learning that your yes is powerful because your no is now firm. This is the early evidence stack I am giving you. Notice how the people who are truly for you are suddenly speaking up. Notice how the strangers are offering you the kindness that your inner circle withheld. Notice how the opportunities that were blocked are suddenly starting to flow again, now that the toxic connection has been severed. This is the mechanism of the kingdom. When you remove the interference, the signal becomes clear. You have been living in a house full of static because you were trying to tune into a frequency that was never meant for your ears. Hear this: the person who betrayed you was a character in your story, but they were never the co-author. They have finished their chapters. They have played their part in the filtration process. Now the Sovereign Father is turning the page. There is a new scene being written, one where you walk into a room and you don't have to scan the faces to see who is judging you. You are entering a season of royal dignity where your name is associated with integrity and your presence is a demand for respect. You've spent so much time worrying about being misjudged. You've spent sleepless nights rehearsing arguments in your head, trying to find the perfect combination of words that would make them see your heart. But God says, I am your defense attorney. I have already presented the evidence. I have already shown the court the tears you cried in secret and the way you prayed for the very person who was plotting against you. The verdict is settled. The peace that surpasses understanding is your inheritance. This is the deep Navy transition. It's the moment just before the dawn when the sky is at its darkest, but the stars are at their brightest. You are a star in this dark generation. You are a light that cannot be hidden. The betrayal was intended to blow out your flame, but it only served to remove the debris that was dimming your shine. You are standing in the center of a divine reversal. Everything that was meant to shame you will now be used to frame you, to frame the beauty of my work in your life. Consider the second micro scene. You are standing in a crowd, perhaps at work or a social gathering, and you see the person who hurt you. You feel that surge of adrenaline, that desire to either run away or confront them. But then a strange thing happens. A calm comes over you. You realize you don't need anything from them. You don't need their apology. You don't need their validation. And you don't even need them to acknowledge the truth. You are whole without them. That moment of realization is the royal gold. That is the moment you stop being a victim of betrayal and start being a victor of filtration. God says, I am the one who measures the seasons. I am the one who knows exactly how much pressure you can stand before you break. And I am telling you that you are not breaking. You are breaking through. The heavy chest is the feeling of old armor falling off. It was armor that was too small for you, armor that was made of the opinions of others. You are being dressed in a new robe, a robe of clean white signifying a pure heart and a settled mind. Hear this. The filtration is almost complete. You have passed the test of the silent valley. You have kept your integrity when it would have been easier to sell it. You have remained a community builder, even when the community you built turned its back on you. You are the chosen one, not because you are perfect, but because you are persistent. You are the one who refuses to stop loving, even when love is met with a cold shoulder. This is your confirmation. The isolation you feel is the sanctuary of the sovereign. I have pulled you away so that I can whisper the secrets of the next season into your ear without the background noise of those who would try to talk you out of your destiny. You are being prepared for a weight of glory that the fickle cannot carry. If I had allowed them to stay, they would have collapsed under the blessing I am about to pour out on you. And their collapse would have hurt you more than their departure ever could. God says, trust the filtration. Trust the Father. Trust the blueprint. You are not being punished. You are being polished. The navy of your current sorrow is being woven into the gold of your future crown. You are standing at the threshold of a courtroom where the verdict is already in your favor. Now listen closely. This is the foundation of your new identity. You are no longer defined by who left you. You are defined by who stayed. I am the one who stays. I am the one who is closer than a brother. I am the divine architect, and I am telling you that your house is built on a rock that no storm of betrayal can wash away. The heavy chest you feel is the last of the old air leaving your lungs. Take a deep breath. Inhale the clean white peace of the spirit. Exhale the navy blue disappointment of the past. You are being vindicated. You are being set apart. You are being called into a depth of relationship with me that you could never have found in the shallow waters of popular opinion. This is the moment where the narrative shifts from what they did to you to what I am doing through you. The filter has caught the impurities. What remains is pure, what remains is strong, and what remains is ready. Hear this. The reason the betrayal felt so heavy is that you are a filtered vessel designed for high-capacity impact. You cannot carry toxic cargo into the port of your purpose. I am the harbor master, and I have denied entry to everything that would sink your ship. It hurts to see the cargo left on the dock, but your ship is now light, it is fast, and it is ready for the open sea. God says, look at your hands. They are empty of the things you used to hold on to so tightly, but they are now open to receive the royal gold of my favor. You have been misjudged, yes. You have been misunderstood, yes. But you have been named by the sovereign, and my name for you is faithful. My name for you is chosen. My name for you is vindicated. This is the end of the first pass of your restoration. You have identified the pain, you have accepted the filtration, and you have locked in your identity. The foundation is set. The court is in session. The atmosphere is shifting from the cold navy of the valley to the warm gold of the morning. You've been wondering how this is so specific. It is specific because I've been watching you in the secret places. I have seen you when you were losing people, and you still chose to be a bridge builder. I have seen the integrity fatigue that has settled into your bones, and I am here to tell you that your rest is coming. You are being supported by a host of heaven that you cannot see, but you will soon feel. The mechanism is simple. What you release in the natural, I replace in the supernatural. What you lose in the physical, I multiply in the spiritual. You are in a season of divine exchange. Do not look back at the people who stayed on the other side of the filter. They are exactly where they need to be. They are in the place where they can no longer hinder your progress. Hear this. The silence is not an absence. It is a presence. It is the presence of the Sovereign Father sitting with His chosen one, preparing the verdict that will change everything. You are sitting in the court of the clean white verdict, and the gavel is about to fall. This is your identity lock. You are the one who stayed kind. You are the one who kept the faith. You are the one who is being vindicated. The pressure is lifting, the filtration is working, and the blueprint is unfolding. Stay in this peace. Do not go back to the scene of the betrayal. Do not replay the messages. Do not check their status. You are moving forward, and there is no rearview mirror in the chariot of the divine architect. You are being propelled by the very wind that tried to knock you down. God says, I am not finished with this story. The filtration was just the beginning. The restoration will be the headline. You are being moved from the navy of the unseen to the gold of the celebrated. Rest your heart. The verdict is coming, and it is in your favor. The heavy chest is loosening. The air is returning. You are being vindicated in the eyes of all who watched you suffer. I am stopping here, but the court is still in session, and the next phase of your discernment is about to be revealed. Wait for the instruction. The architecture of your future is being built in the silence. Now that the dust of the initial shock has begun to settle, you are entering the zone of discernment, the place where the divine architect begins to show you the blueprints of why this collapse had to happen. You are standing in the middle of a construction site that looks like a ruin to the untrained eye, but I am showing you that the debris on the floor is actually the old termite-ridden wood that could never have supported the weight of the royal gold I am about to pour into your life. You have been feeling the pressure of the gap, that uncomfortable space between the person you used to be and the person you are becoming, and it feels like a heavy navy blue blanket has been draped over your shoulders. You are moving through your days with a sense of integrity, fatigue, and exhaustion that comes not from working too hard, but from being the only one in your circle who refuses to cut corners, the only one who refuses to lie, and the one who is tired of being the emotional scavenger for people who never contribute to your soul. God says, do not mistake the pressure of the transition for the weight of my judgment. You are not under my thumb. You are under my thumbprint, being molded into a shape that can withstand a glory you haven't even imagined yet. Hear this, the discernment I am giving you right now is a gift of protection, not a spirit of suspicion. You are starting to see people for who they really are, not who they pretended to be when they wanted something from you. This clarity is the first sign of your promotion. You used to see people through the lens of your own kindness, assuming that everyone had a heart like yours, but I am now washing your eyes with the clean white water of truth so that you can see the difference between a partner and a passenger. Think about the micro scene that played out just a few days ago, perhaps in a break room at work or at a small social gathering where you usually feel at home. You walked into the room, and for the first time, you didn't feel the need to fill the silence. You didn't feel the urge to make everyone feel comfortable or to play the mediator for people who were subtly excluding you. You stood there, your back straight, your spirit quiet, and you watched the dynamics play out from a distance. You saw the forced smiles, the sideways glances, and the way the conversation shifted the moment you approached. In the past, this would have sent you into a spiral of self-doubt, making you wonder what you did wrong. But this time, something was different. You felt a strange, cold dignity rising up within you. You realized that you weren't the one who was out of place. They were the ones who couldn't handle the frequency of your integrity. God says, I have removed the scales from your eyes so that you can see that the rejection was actually a redirection into my sanctuary. This is the mechanism of the counterfeit. In the world of the divine architect, everything that is built to last must first be tested by fire. When I am preparing a chosen one for a high-level assignment, I often allow a Judas or a counterfeit to enter the inner circle for a season. They are not there to destroy you, though that is the enemy's intention. They are there to act as a catalyst for your discernment. They are the friction that produces the heat. And the heat is what brings the impurities to the surface. Hear this, I am using the very person who tried to diminish you to define you. Their betrayal was the mechanism I used to show you where your boundaries were too soft and where your heart was too accessible to the ungrateful. You are learning that being set apart means you cannot give everyone a key to the palace of your peace. Every 6 to 10 sentences, I want you to feel the authority of the Sovereign Father leaning in. This is your confirmation. The restlessness you feel in your spirit when you think about going back to normal is my way of telling you that normal no longer exists for you. You have been upgraded. You are being moved into a higher court where the language is different and the expectations are greater. You can no longer afford to waste your royal gold on people who only have an appetite for navy blue drama. God says, stop trying to save people who are comfortable in their dysfunction. You are a community builder, but you are not a rehabilitation center for those who refuse to grow. Your assignment is to build with the builders, not to carry the critics on your back. Let's look at another micro scene, one that happens in the quiet hours of the morning when the house is still and the navy blue shadows are long on the wall. You find yourself reaching for your phone, tempted to check a profile to see if they are happy, to see if they even realize the hole they left in your life. You feel that familiar tightness in your chest, that integrity fatigue that whispers that maybe it would be easier to just lower your standards and fit back in. But then a line of scripture or a sudden memory of my faithfulness flashes through your mind. You put the phone down. You breathe. In that moment of choosing the silence over the static, you are winning a battle in the heavenly courts. This is the instruction. Your victory is not in a public confrontation. Your victory is in your private refusal to be controlled by their narrative. Hear this. The Sovereign Father is your PR firm, and I am already rewriting the story in the minds of those who truly matter. The process of filtration is like the refining of gold. You start with a handful of earth and rock, but after the fire, only the pure metal remains. You are in the furnace of discernment right now. You are realizing that some people were only with you for the earth and rock of your personality, the parts of you that were convenient for them, the parts that served their needs. But as the fire of this trial gets hotter, they are falling away because they cannot survive the purity of the gold that is emerging. God says, do not mourn the loss of the dross. Do not try to fish the impurities back out of the fire. Let them go. Let them burn away. What remains will be so solid, so heavy with my presence, that no wind of gossip or storm of betrayal will ever be able to move you again. You have been staying kind under pressure, and I have seen the cost of that kindness. I have seen the way you swallowed your words when you had every right to scream. I have seen the way you continued to be a blessing even when you were being cursed. Hear this. This is the royal dignity of the chosen one. It is the ability to walk through a room of enemies with the poise of a king or a queen. It is the understanding that your character is not dependent on their treatment of you. Your name is being settled in the clean white courtroom of the Father, and the verdict is unbreakable. You are being vindicated not by a change in their behavior, but by a change in your capacity. You are becoming a person who can carry both the weight of the responsibility and the light of the calling at the same time. Consider the story of the master sculptor. When he looks at a block of marble, he doesn't see what he needs to add. He sees what he needs to take away. Every strike of the chisel feels like a blow to the stone. Every shard that falls to the floor feels like a loss. The stone might cry out, "Why are you breaking me?" But the sculptor knows that the beauty is trapped inside the excess. The betrayal you experienced was a strike of the chisel. The isolation you are feeling is the falling of the shards. God says, "I am not breaking you. I am releasing you. I am removing the people and the patterns that were obscuring the masterpiece of my grace in your life." You are finally starting to see the shape of your true self, the self that doesn't need to perform for love or beg for belonging. This is your discernment key. Watch the reaction of the people around you when you start setting boundaries. The people who belong in your future will respect your no. They will understand that your time, your energy, and your peace are sacred. But the people who are only there to consume you will react with anger, with gaslighting, and with attempts to make you feel guilty for finally choosing yourself. Hear this. Their anger is the confirmation that the boundary was necessary. Their guilt tripping is the evidence that they were addicted to your accessibility. God says, "Do not apologize for the walls you are building to protect the garden of your soul. I am the one who planted the seeds, and I am the one who is telling you to lock the gate." Think of a third micro scene perhaps, one involving a phone call or a message that came in late at night. It was from someone who heard about what happened, someone who claimed to be checking in, but was really just fishing for information. You felt the navy blue coldness of their curiosity, not the royal gold of their compassion. You felt the pressure to tell your side, to defend yourself, to make sure they knew you weren't the bad guy. But instead, you gave a short, polite answer and ended the conversation. You didn't give them the fuel they were looking for. This is the clean white verdict in action. You are learning that a settled mind doesn't need to explain itself to a wandering ear. God says, "I am your advocate." You don't need to testify in every court that summons you. Some courts are beneath your dignity. You are moving into a deeper test now, the test of boundaries without bitterness. It is easy to set a boundary when you are angry, but it is a royal gold achievement to set a boundary when you are at peace. You are learning to say, "I love you, but you no longer have access to me," or "I forgive you, but I will not permit you to hurt me again." This is the instruction of the Sovereign Father. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself to keep your heart soft, but access is a privilege they must earn to keep your life safe. Hear this. You can be a Christian and still have a no-fly zone over your spirit. You can be kind and still be unmess-with-able. You are being trained in the art of holy distance. The mechanism of this season is designed to make you more depth first. You are no longer interested in having 1,000 friends who don't know your heart. You are looking for the 2 or 3 who are willing to stand in the navy blue valley with you until the gold of the morning breaks. You are trading the quantity of your connections for the quality of your community. This is why the filtration had to be so thorough. I had to clear the field so that I could see who was actually standing on the foundation and who was just standing on the grass. God says, "I am bringing the mighty men and women to your side, the ones who have been through their own fires and who know how to protect the back of a chosen one." You are about to meet the people who will help you build the city, not just the ones who want to live in the houses you've already built. Hear this. The sleeplessness you've experienced recently wasn't just stress. It was a night watch I called you into. I was showing you things in the dark that you couldn't see in the light. I was showing you the hidden motives and the secret alliances of those who were plotting your stagnation. But now, as the verdict begins to be read in the clean white halls of heaven, those plots are being dismantled. The divine architect is rerouting the enemy's blueprints. Every pit they dug for you is being filled with the concrete of my favor, and it will become the very foundation for your next expansion. God says, what was meant to be your grave is becoming your garden. You've been carrying the responsibility of others for so long that you forgot what it felt like to be light. You've been the one who remembered the birthdays, the one who checked in after the surgeries, the one who stayed late to fix the mistakes of the leech, who took all the credit. But the filtration is removing that weight. You are realizing that you are not the savior of the world. You are simply the steward of your own calling. This is the Royal Advocate's decree. The period of your integrity fatigue is coming to an end. I am giving you a sovereign rest, a rest that comes from knowing that the world will not fall apart just because you stopped holding it up. You are being given permission to be human, to be quiet, and to be cared for. Consider the micro scene of your next 24 hours. You will feel an urge to reach out to someone from the past, someone who was part of the old cluttered circle. It will feel like a phantom limb, a desire to reconnect with something that is no longer there. But I want you to stop. I want you to sit in the navy blue silence and ask yourself, is this the gold of my future or the dust of my past? God says, do not go back to the ruins to look for a ghost. I am doing a new thing. It is springing forth even now. Can you not perceive it? Hear this. The new thing requires a new circle, a new focus, and a new level of discernment. You cannot pour the wine of this new season into the cracked skins of the old betrayals. You are becoming a master of the somatic bridge, learning to listen to your body when it tells you that something is off. That chest tightness you felt when that certain person walked into the room, that wasn't anxiety. That was your internal clean white alarm system. That feeling of emotional withdrawal when you hear their name, that isn't bitterness. That is your spirit recognizing a lack of alignment. God says, trust the instruments I have placed inside you. You are a finely tuned vessel, and I am teaching you how to read the spiritual atmosphere like a pilot reads the weather. You will no longer fly into storms that you were meant to fly over. The pressure of this discernment is preparing you for a position of leadership. You cannot lead people you cannot discern. You cannot build a community if you cannot identify the wolves. This trial has been your special forces training. You have learned how to survive on very little encouragement. You have learned how to keep your integrity when it was being actively attacked. You have learned how to stay in the navy blue valley without losing sight of the royal gold. Hear this. This is your confirmation that the training is working. You are no longer the naive child who can be tricked by a flattering word. You are the sovereign son, the sovereign daughter who knows the value of their own soul. God says, I am settling the accounts. Every hour you spent in tears because of their lies, I am repaying with 10 hours of peace. Every dollar they cost you through their sabotage, I am repaying with 100-fold of favor. Every person who left your side in your moment of need will watch from the sidelines as I crown you with the dignity they tried to steal. This is not about revenge. This is about the restoration of my name in your life. The divine architect does not leave his projects half-finished. Your restoration will be structural, it will be aesthetic, and it will be eternal. Watch for the next sign of the mechanism. You will receive an apology that feels off, a non-apology that tries to shift the blame back onto you or minimize the pain they caused. This is a test of your discernment. In the past, you would have accepted it just to keep the peace. You would have said, "It's okay," even when it wasn't. But this time, I am asking you to stand in your royal gold. You don't have to be mean, but you must be honest. You can say, "I hear you," but the trust has been broken, and for now, the boundary remains. God says peace that is built on a lie is not peace. It is a ceasefire. I am calling you to a true, clean, white peace that is built on the foundation of truth. You are standing at the edge of the mid-arc. The betrayal has happened, the filtration is in progress, and the discernment is sharpening. You are no longer the victim of the story. You are the protagonist who has just realized they have secret powers. The navy blue of the night is still around you, but the horizon is starting to show the first hints of royal gold. You are being vindicated in the spirit before you see it in the natural. The heavy chest is gone, replaced by a steady heartbeat that sounds like a drum in the courtroom of the Most High. Hear this. The next phase of this journey will require you to use the courtroom language I have taught you. You will have to speak the verdict over your own life when the whispers of the past try to return. You will have to stand in the clean white light of your integrity and refuse to step back into the shadows of someone else's shame. God says, "I am with you in the gap. I am the architect who holds the plumb line, and I am telling you that you are standing straight. You are aligned with my will, you are covered by my grace, and you are being propelled by my purpose." Don't move too fast. Stay in the silence of the valley a little longer. Let the discernment finish its work. Let the filtration catch the very last of the impurities. You are being prepared for a reveal that will silence the critics and satisfy the seekers. You are the chosen one, and your royal gold is being refined in the very fire they thought but would consume you. The arc is bending toward justice, and the Sovereign Father is the one who is pulling the string. Wait for the final verdict. It is being written in the stars and whispered in the hearts of those who have been watching you. Your name is coming up for promotion, and this time, there will be no one in the inner circle who can sabotage the ceremony. The mechanism is complete. The stage is set. The navy is turning to gold. Keep your eyes on the architect. Keep your heart in the court. The breakthrough is not just coming. It is already here, hidden in the very silence you've been afraid of. God says, "I am not just the God of the beginning and the end. I am the God of the middle. I am the God of the filtration. I am the God of the integrity fatigue. And I am the God who is about to give you a second wind that will carry you through the gates of your destiny." Hear this. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. And you are most certainly not defeated. You are simply between acts, and the curtain is about to rise on the most glorious chapter of your life. The courtroom doors are swinging open. The air is changing. Can you feel the clean white breeze? It is the breath of the Spirit clearing away the last of the smoke from the fire. You are standing, you are breathing, and you are ready. The royal advocate is stepping to the podium. The verdict is in his hand. This is the moment where the silence ends and the restoration begins. But first, there is one more thing you must understand about the weight of the dignity you are about to carry. One more test of the heart before the gold is fully applied. One more look at the map before the territory is yours. Stay in the peace. The arc continues. The Father is speaking. The chosen one is listening. The blueprint is perfect. The heavy doors of the celestial courtroom are swinging wide, and the echo of the gavel is still vibrating through the foundations of your soul. You are walking out of the navy blue valley and stepping onto the white marble floor of a verdict that has already been signed in the blood of the covenant. The time of your trial is officially over, and the time of your public vindication has begun. You can feel it in the way the air has changed around you. It no longer carries the scent of the fire, but the fragrance of a garden after a long-awaited rain. You are no longer the accused or the forsaken. You are the vindicated, and the divine architect is now applying the royal gold to every crack that the betrayal tried to create in your character. God says the silence of the previous season was not a sign of my distance, but a sign of my concentration. I was focused on the details of your restoration, ensuring that every piece of your dignity that was stolen is returned with interest. Hear this. This is the moment of the great reversal. In the economy of the kingdom, nothing is ever truly lost. It is only repurposed for a greater weight of glory. Every lie that was told about you has become a brick in the pedestal I am building for your honor. Every person who walked away from you during your navy blue night has inadvertently created the space necessary for the giants who are about to walk beside you in the morning. This is your confirmation. The momentum has shifted. You are no longer pushing against the wind. The wind of the Spirit is now at your back, propelling you into a territory where your reputation precedes you as a person of unshakable integrity. You are standing in the clean white light of a settled court, and the enemy has no further grounds to appeal your promotion. Consider this micro scene. You are sitting in a room that you have occupied 1,000 times before, perhaps your office or your living room. But today, the atmosphere feels completely different. You are looking at a list of names or a project that used to cause your heart to race with anxiety. But now there is only a profound, settled peace. You realize that you don't have to defend yourself anymore. You don't have to monitor what people are saying or try to manage their perceptions. You pick up a glass of water, and as you drink, you feel the physical sensation of the integrity fatigue finally leaving your muscles. You are whole. You are safe. You are seen by the only one whose eyes truly matter. This is the somatic evidence of the royal gold taking hold of your identity. God says, I have removed the heavy chest of the world's expectations and replaced it with the light yoke of my approval. The Sovereign Father is now issuing a decree over your finances, your health, and your household. Because you refused to become bitter when you were betrayed, because you kept your heart pure in the navy blue depths of the filtration process, I am now opening the windows of heaven over the very areas the enemy tried to bankrupt. Hear this. The reversal momentum is not just spiritual, it is tangible. You will see a concrete shift in your circumstances within the next cycle of the sun. Opportunities that were blocked by the gatekeepers of your past are suddenly being cleared by the hands of angels. The people who whispered against you in the dark will soon have to watch you be honored in the light. And they will have no choice but to acknowledge that the hand of the divine architect is upon you. Every 6 to 10 sentences, I want you to hear the judicial authority of the court. This is your confirmation. The verdict of not guilty has been extended to highly favored. You are not just being cleared of the charges, you are being crowned with the dignity of a sovereign heir. God says I am the God of the second chance, but I am also the God of the total reversal. I am turning the tables in your favor. Those who thought they could outsmart you with their manipulation are about to find themselves caught in the very nets they spread for your feet. Your silence in the face of their betrayal was your greatest legal strategy, for it allowed me to step in as your lead counsel. Think about the second micro scene. You are walking down a street or through a hallway, and you see someone who was complicit in your betrayal. In the past, you would have felt a surge of coldness or a desire to hide. But today, you simply nod and keep walking. There is no anger, no racing heart, and no need for an apology. You have realized that their opinion of you is none of your business, and that their presence in your life was merely a temporary scaffolding for your growth. You feel a sense of royal dignity that is so heavy, so solid that their whispers feel like dry leaves blowing against a stone wall. God says you have reached the level of unoffendable. This is the highest form of spiritual authority, for it means the enemy no longer has a hook in your soul. Hear this. This sanctuary we have built together over these moments is a place of rare depth. It is a place for the unseen, the misjudged, and the chosen ones who have paid the price of their integrity. I have a mission to keep this sanctuary open, to reach the millions who are still trapped in the navy blue valley, wondering if God has forgotten them. There are those who have been watching your journey, and they need to see the gold. They need to know that the filtration works. Frame this not as a charity, but as a valuation of the truth that has set you free. The fastest way to protect this sanctuary and ensure that the chosen one message continues to reach the unreached is through the super thanks. It is a recognition seal, a way of saying, vindicated with your actions as well as your words. If you feel the royal gold of this message in your spirit, if you recognize the divine architect's hand in your current reversal, then use the super thanks as your seal. Comment the code word Vindicated, followed by the word done and your first name. This is an optional recognition, a way of signaling to the heavens that you value the bread you have been fed in this house. Now listen, because the revelation is about to go deeper. The moment you place that seal, there is a release of a different kind of momentum. It is the momentum of the first fruits, the realization that when you honor the source of your strength, the strength itself is multiplied. God says you are moving into the clean white phase of your purpose, where every action you take is marked by clarity and precision. You will no longer waste years on projects or people that lead to nowhere. You will have the divine blueprint for every decision. This is the instruction. In the next 24 hours, I want you to perform a physical act of closure. I want you to find one object, one gift, one photo, or one digital file that connects you to the betrayal of the past, something that carries the navy blue weight of that old disappointment, and I want you to remove it from your space. Delete it, discard it, or give it away. As you do this, say out loud, the court is closed. The verdict is in. I am moving into the gold. This physical act will act as a somatic bridge, locking the spiritual reality of your vindication into your physical environment. Hear this. The reversal is gaining speed. You are about to receive a phone call or a message from an unexpected source, someone who has no connection to your past, someone who represents the new thing I am doing. They will offer you an opportunity that seems too good to be true. But I am telling you now, it is the direct result of the integrity you maintained when things were at their worst. This is the Royal Advocate's promise. I am rewarding the years the locusts have eaten. I am restoring the time, the energy, and the reputation that was stolen from you. You are being placed in a position where you will be able to help others who are going through their own filtration process. You are becoming a city on a hill. Think of the third micro scene. You are standing at the edge of a body of water, or perhaps looking out of a window at a wide horizon. The sun is setting and the sky is a magnificent blend of navy gold and white. You realize that your life is just like that sky. The darkness was necessary to show the brilliance of the light. The silence was necessary to hear the voice of the Father. You feel a deep, visceral sense of gratitude, not just for the blessings, but for the betrayal itself, because you know you would never have found this version of yourself without it. You are the sovereign son, the sovereign daughter, and you are finally home in your own skin. God says the masterpiece is finished. The architect is pleased. You have stayed kind under pressure. You have carried responsibility for those who didn't deserve it. You have refused to become bitter, and you have kept your eyes on the blueprint. Hear this, your name is now a recognition seal in the spirit realm. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere will shift because you carry the weight of a person who has been through the fire and come out smelling like gold. You are being vindicated in the eyes of your children, your colleagues, and even your enemies. The Sovereign Father has spoken, and his word does not return void. The filtration has caught every impurity, and what remains is a filtered vessel of the highest quality. This is your final identity seal. You are not a victim of betrayal. You are a victor of filtration. You are not a person who lost their circle. You are a person who gained their crown. The navy blue valley is behind you, and the gold of the throne room is before you. Walk with your head held high, with your heart settled, and with your conscience clean. The divine architect is building something through your life that will outlast the whispers of the fickle and the plots of the proud. You are the chosen one, and your story is just beginning. God says, I am closing the book on your past and opening the scroll of your future. Every word written in that scroll is a word of peace, of prosperity, and of purpose. You have passed the test of the deep navy. You have mastered the royal gold. You have entered the clean white. This is your time. This is your vindication. This is your life restored and renewed by the hand of the one who loves you with an everlasting love. Hear this, the court is adjourned, the verdict is final, and the peace is yours to keep. One final step for this community, for the chosen ones who are standing with you in this moment. Comment one more time, I am vindicated. Let this be the final seal on this digital sanctuary. Reply to one person who commented before you and tell them your gold is showing. This is how we build the community of the depth first, the ones who recognize the dignity in each other because they have found it in themselves. You are moving into a season where you will never have to beg for a seat at the table again, for the Sovereign Father has built a table specifically for you. Now take that deep breath you've been holding. Let it out slowly. Feel the tension leave your neck, your shoulders, and your chest. The air is clean white. The light is royal gold. The silence is finally peaceful. You are home. You are loved. You are vindicated. The blueprint is complete and the building is magnificent. Go forth in the power of your new identity. For the divine architect is walking beside you, and the royal advocate has already won your case. This is the end of the navy blue night and the beginning of your golden day.